Hello, Kauai. This is your County of Kauai briefing for September 20th. Tragically, we are reporting Kauai's 11th fatality from COVID-19 today. The victim was a female Kauai resident in her 60s who was hospitalized. Our deepest condolences go out to her ohana during this difficult time. We continue to see a high level of community spread among residents. The Kauai District Health Office is monitoring several active clusters. Our unvaccinated residents continue to bear the greatest burden of COVID disease, hospitalizations, and deaths. Kauai is falling behind the rest of the state in our vaccine rate. Statewide, 66% of Hawaii residents are fully vaccinated and nearly 75% have gotten their first dose. Meanwhile, only 64% of Kauai residents are fully vaccinated and 69% have gotten their first dose. The vaccines are our most effective tool to keep our community safe. Mahalo to everyone who is protecting our community. For a full list of locations to get a free vaccine, visit kauai.gov/vaccine. For the latest on our daily case count, here's Lauren Guest from the Kauai District Health Office.
Thanks, Mayor. Over the weekend, from Friday through Sunday, we reported a total of 90 cases, all Kauai residents, and all but one case is community acquired. Today, the Kauai District Health Office is reporting 22 new cases, all residents. The cases include 6 children and 16 adults, and all of them are considered community acquired. Nearly all of these cases over the past few days are close contacts of previously announced cases or are tied to one of our active clusters. We currently have the following active clusters: 1 educational setting, 3 restaurants, 1 place of worship, 1 travel, lodging, tourism, 1 correctional facility, and 1 construction/industrial. This weekend, there were over a dozen cases who refused to cooperate with our contact tracers, which limits our ability to slow the spread of this disease in our community.
Thanks, Lauren. A panel of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration last week recommended booster shots of the Pfizer vaccine for those 65 and older and those with comorbidities. There are more regulatory hurdles before this gets final approval. For now, third doses are only available to those who are immunocompromised. If you fall into that category, you can get a third dose now at Wilcox and other clinics. For those in need of a first or second dose of vaccine, the Kauai mobile vaccine van will be in Anahola this Thursday, Anainaho this Friday, and Hanalei this Saturday from noon to 3 each day. If you're holding a community function, you can request the Department of Health's mobile van to offer free vaccines to adults at your event. As a reminder, vaccines are available free for those 12 and older and several locations island-wide. For a full list of vaccine locations or to request a vaccine van at your event, please visit kauai.gov/vaccine. Now it's time for Ask Dr. B with Kauai District Health Officer Dr. Janet Berriman. Dr. B, please explain more about the FDA's decision on booster shots.
Thanks, Mayor. The FDA's authorization of booster shots of Pfizer vaccine for those 65 years of age and older brings us a step closer to offering booster vaccines widely. The CDC will be making its recommendations soon, and the Department of Health will determine its approach based on CDC recommendations. So we are close, but not yet there. I think it's important to remember that booster shots will not make a significant difference in the level of protection in our community. The game changer to bring the pandemic under control is increasing the total proportion of our population that has completed their initial doses of vaccine. So if you or someone you know has not yet received any dose of vaccine, please consider doing so today. That will move us closer to emerging from this pandemic.
We've been getting lots of questions about people who are in health-directed quarantine or who refuse to cooperate with contact tracers. Someone asked, is it our responsibility to know who is infected and call them in when seen out cruising? Another viewer asked, doesn't the Department of Health have power to issue a citation?
It is very frustrating when individuals refuse to cooperate with our efforts to slow the spread of this disease. Or worse, when people go out and about when they know they're infected. They're putting our community at risk. If you know someone who is violating quarantine or isolation, you can call the Kauai Police Department. But we hope that is not necessary. We all need to do our part to prevent unnecessary illness and death. The more people who get vaccinated, the the fewer people there will be in isolation and quarantine, and the less this will be an issue. If you're a close contact of an infected person and you are not vaccinated, you will be directed by the Department of Health to quarantine. But if you are vaccinated, you can still go to work and school without quarantining, unless you develop symptoms.
And finally, we get this question a lot. They should release more information on who or where the clusters are so others who may have been in contact can test.
When we identify a cluster, we work with the establishment or organizers to directly contact everyone who may have been exposed. If we're able to notify everyone with the establishment's cooperation, then there's no need to publicize the location, and we don't, so we can protect people's privacy. If for any reason we're unable to directly contact the attendees, we'll announce the location right away so people who need to can get tested.
Thanks, Dr. B. Post your questions for Dr. B on our County of Kauai Facebook page and we'll answer more next week. We continue to offer free COVID testing to anyone on Kauai. For a full list of locations, visit kauai.gov/COVID test. Mahalo to everyone working together to keep our community safe. Please, don't travel unless absolutely necessary, and if you must travel, get vaccinated first and take a free post-travel test 3 to 5 days after you return to Kauai. Don't gather. Please postpone your event until it's safer to do so. If you do gather, stay outdoors. Do wear a mask when around others. Do stay home when you are sick. Get vaccinated if you can. A vast majority of the people who are being hospitalized are unvaccinated. Mahalo, Kauai.